Alright. Let's see. Okay. We'll just put out on socials that we're live and we'll start. Let's see. Hope you all are having a great Wednesday. By the way, let's see. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do this. This. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, let's do it. Let's log in. Oh, should probably change this. Oh yeah, let's play that. Let's see. There we go, that's what we want. Alrighty. Game changed. Alright. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it's working. Sometimes it doesn't work, which is weird. Nope. Oh shit, I forgot to turn off the music. Crap. Alright, there we go. Out in front. Okay. Alright. Ooh, look at my shoes. Didn't notice that before. Alright. Just gonna take a few minutes to get inside. Then we'll see where we go from there. Last time we did a dungeon, which I wasn't expecting. Anyway. Let's see, I want to actually look at... Alright. Ah, darn it. Alright, Alright, Hooray. Oh, wait, they're right here. Right here. Whoops. Alright. Come on. Okay, there we go. I was prepared for something strange, but this, it's like another world. I don't understand. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's eat our food. Let's do this. Oh man. Darn it. Oh, there's no shop near here. Let's do this first then. But first let's do this. Oh. There we go. Now we can do that. What looks upon yes and lying disbelief. Voice acting? Doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Tyrell. It's closer to what we saw at the gate of the Golden City, or those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location, or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Indeed. Let's take a look around then. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Alrighty. Let's use our piggy. There we go. Nope. Nope. It looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yasalani Station where the passengers disembarked. And perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go investigate. Oh yeah. Northwest, alright. We'll come on it. I'm pretty sure this is Yasalani Station, but from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. Alright, let's sync with this. Oh boy. I do not like that one bit. Anyway. Where's This building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. Oh, I see it. Let's get that before we finish this. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. Are we in the future? Just gonna look at this for a little bit. There we go. Northeast. You find a turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Okay, there's no... We need to go to a shop. So let's go to... here. There's a shop here, might as well. Ouch. Okay. And there's a mender there as well, so might as well. Here. Yep. Go here. Alright. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. This one too. So this one looks dope though. Let's see. Try on. Maybe it doesn't look dope. Or maybe it does. I don't know. It's kind of dope. Anyway. So yeah. I don't overly use anyway. Alright, I think that's it for now. And then we will put this in our chest. And then we'll do this. Okay. Let's see. That way here. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken apparently. But I'd say its presence confirms this is indeed Zeralja's domain we're in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? So all evidence suggests this is Yasalani Station. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasalani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash, if I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects they are similar to one another, but in others wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yasalani, then we should still be at the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. If Aaronville says this is Yasalani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Aaronville. Oh, yes, it's a short distance to the southwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. Just may I be of assistance. It's still functioning. Doesn't seem to be hostile at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm. Seems it's broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. Are those lightning rods? Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Yep. Yeah. Look there, the lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. This material appears to be the same as that used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes. These, I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Ishtola. For our blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. What in the world? What in the world?
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
Where is
I had a
everyone?
look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Have we seen her somewhere?
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
Okay.
Sorolja has told me a great deal about you.
Sorolja?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Sorolja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tulihiola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Sorolja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Sorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know!
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolo suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolo. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the first. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
It's a trap!
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tuliolo?
Noble Woot Lamont, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolo.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting more people.
Wonderful. If you would follow me.
Okay.
Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course, but you do strike me as the most capable here.
Alrighty. Oh my gosh. Okay. Elsa is inclined to keep a close eye on Queen. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn, perhaps about Sweden as well. Right. Southwest. Man. I think it's up there. Alright, let's not get that one right now then. There you are. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrell. Completely different worlds. I got no idea what all of those machines do. So this approach some trial and error. The Tyrelli have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing, but the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electro has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. Electro what? Electro. It's a material used for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you allow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Okay, let's eat one more thing and then we'll...
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Catogne, I see you've already taken to your new position.
Okay.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them.
Oops.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve would Clamart and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Clamart is still so young. Oh, where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawaktan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kavkiwa?
Kavkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of the Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please. Where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
I have no idea what you're saying.
I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
Let's see what we can see.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasualang.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Indeed.
Perhaps you care to see how we make our living.
Okay.
Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please. You needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care.
Oops.
Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Electrop has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life. We did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our own tongue. Sure, everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turalic tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. I am sure there is much you wish to learn as well, so please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Rather than bore you with let's head back to the farm we passed earlier. UPA's Halo it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to UPA's Halo. Allow me to introduce you to Mahuasa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how our crops were grown. Do hope that's alright. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of host would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here. You know me too, Mahuasa. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead, I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together when we say. A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wicklemout's watch. I pray come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Oh, jeez. Okay. Light levels appear to be fine as far as the power source. You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields, mostly watering their crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for a constant work, but honestly I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then. Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside. Which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicate our life, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. Is that true? So it is, which means we've connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UPA's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to me. Alrighty. No, I can't. There we go. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let us return to Mahwasa. Man, there's a lot of story here. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Well, that's comforting to hear. Your words serve to affirm that my people do not work with undue strain. And what do you think of our little Torloa tea? What did you call me? Is that inappropriate? My apologies. I'll just call you by that name, I thought. No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed that machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment. Is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with that energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. You could take care of it if you'd like. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. Though it's no trouble for the vow of resolve to Iolo. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Zek is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us all long at all. Then very well, I gratefully accept, but please take all care. You got it. This ought to go fast, even faster if you and I search for lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Alrighty. Okay. Right. Ah, you're both alright, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried, you're my dear guest, but thank you, we truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask Zoologist machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction of for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen's Fiend. That's enough, Mufasa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later, but to speak of the king now. No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, or how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Fiend, that I'll admit, but you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Alright. I guess we should pick this up and then call it a night or something. Soon we'll take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us at any time. Do you hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
I don't like how she said that.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen's Fiend has come to see you.
here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
Wait, Namika.
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Weird.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Did we have her sitting there?
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait! Where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Okay, yeah, after this scene, I guess call it a night.
Let us give them some time alone.
Depending on how long this cutscene is. Holy shit.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's
Okay.
not the end. Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
Mm-hmm.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
Or mine.
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years. Until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphyn's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
Oh yeah.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zeraljar resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zeraljar do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zeraljar's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
Slan.
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Okay. Probably do that next time.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What?
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
This is why Neuralink is a bad idea. Alrighty. We will continue right from here next time. Oh, wait. Let's tune to that aetherite really quick. If we didn't already. I cannot remember for the life of me. But I have to go to sleep. There we go. That's better. Yep. That's the stuff. Alright. Yes, now we'll go back to Tilio. Pew. Alright. There you are. Alright guys, that's where we'll end the stream. And I guess I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Till then, bye.